So many of you guys have been wondering how to calculate the number of pips that you are taking for every trade that you're taking. For example, how many pips are you risking on your stop loss and how many pips are you getting in your take profit. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how you can calculate the pips that you're taking per trade, and also I'll give you a formula that you can use to calculate your lot sizes so that you can be able to manage your trades correctly. Also, use the link in the description of the video to sign up with Smart Algo. They will give you very accurate signals on your trading view chart where you will be able to see where to put your stop loss and your take profit. Let's go onto the screen and I'll show you how you can calculate your pips in trading. Alright guys, so we are here on the chart and I'm going to show you how you can calculate your pips for every trade that you're taking. So we're going to start with gold, because gold and the indices are a little bit different from the currency pairs. On TradingView, you have so many technical tools that will help you with this calculation. This is going to be very simple. Even a beginner can be able to really calculate the pips after this. What you're going to do is, for example, if you're going to take your trade, all of you guys know that there is a long and short position tool on TradingView. For example, this is a long trade. Let's assume we want to enter a trade here, want to enter a trade here. So this is a risk to reward ratio tool right here on TradingView. This tool alone can help you understand or know how many pips you're going to be risking on this trade for gold. For example, here you see on the top here there's a word written on target, and here it is saying 5.15, then 0.15%, then 5.15, then amount 1250. So what you're going to do, you're going to double click on this tool right here, then it will bring up this window. Now this window here is what is going to really help you with your calculation on pips. All right, so for gold, this movement here on this calculation tool, it shows here the number of ticks, which are 515. But for you as a trader, you're not looking at the ticks, you're going to be looking at the pips. So here you don't consider the third number. The third number here, it is 515. In actual sense, what you do, you divide this number here by 10. Divide this number by 10 and you'll get how many pips on gold you are looking at. So for example, here we have 515. So you divide that by 10 and you'll get 51.5. So in this case, this trade here is 51.5 pips, not 515. So whenever you get this tool and you drop it onto your trading view, the number that you see here, divide it by 10 on gold and you'll see 51.5 pips. So this movement from here to take profit will be 51.5 pips. So the other way you can measure this is using this measuring tool here. It is called the date and price range. You can find it on TradingView, find it on drawing tools. It's called the date and price range tool. So if you get that tool and put it exactly at the entry here and drag it to the take profit like this, it will show you up here 5.19, then the same thing as this one showed you here. As you can see, it will show you the same thing. So 519. So this one here, you divide by 10 and you'll get the number of pips that your take profit is going to be. So that is how you measure pips on gold. I'll show you how to find the pip value, because the pip value is different from the number of pips. The pip value is the strength of that currency's movement per pip. Okay, I'll show you how to calculate that in a moment. But let's look at the currencies. Let's just look at euro dollar so that we can compare the calculation on currencies and on gold and the other indices. So if you want to know how many pips, for example, you're going to risk on this trade, for example, here you're seeing that maybe the market is going down here, so you want to take a trade, right? You want to sell because it's in a downtrend and you want to sell the market from here. All right, so let's assume that you want to put your stop loss at that previous high, like here, this previous high, and you want to take profit at this previous low. Let's just assume that. So this is a 1.279 risk to reward ratio, right? So the pips, for example, you want to risk this area here as your stop loss. How many pips are these? Here this tool shows you exactly how many pips these are. It shows you the pips are 8.4, which is correct. For the currencies, you don't have to divide anything. This tool will show you the pips. For gold, you have to divide because the number of pips gold moves are more. They are more than what the currencies move per pip. So remember here on gold, we calculated 51.5 pips, but here it was showing 515. You don't consider that 515, you divide it by 10. So this will be 51 pips on gold, okay? So when you look at the currencies, this tool here will automatically divide for you and give you the correct number of pips, this one. So here it is showing you 8.4 pips. So if you double click on this still, and you see this window here, you go to stop level. You see stop level here, it is showing 84. So 84, you divide it by 10. Here, you divide it by 10. It becomes 8.4, exactly how this is showing here. So the take profit here is showing 23.4 pips. So if you double click, it will show you 234 right here. So this 234, you divide it by 10, which will be 23.4. But for gold, if you go back to gold right here, or the indices, if you go on gold or the indices and you double click on this, it will show you 515. So this 515, you divide it by 10, exactly the same way you did for the currency pairs. But here on the tool itself, it shows you 515. It doesn't divide it automatically to 51.5. So you should take note of that. So for the currencies, as we've looked at euro dollar here, you do the same thing for all currencies, whether it is GBP JPY, whether it is euro JPY, whether it is GBP CAD, it's the same thing. The same method works. You just put this risk to reward ratio tool, or you can use this date and price range tool here to measure. For example, if you measure the stop loss from entry to stop loss here, it will show you 8.4 pips, which is exactly the same. The same thing with the take profit. You can see 23.4 pips. That is a measuring tool that allows you to measure the pips. But for gold, you have to divide again by 10. Even if these tools are showing you, you have to divide by 10 the value that you see, okay, so that you can be accurate with your measurements, right? So let's just look at one index like German 30, so that we can see how the indices vary. So like here, if you want to sell, for example, you want to take a sell around here and your stop loss at that previous high, and you want to target this previous lows down here. So let's assume we want to calculate how many pips this trade will be in profit at TP, okay? So you can see here the value is showing you 22,882, and then here the target is showing you 228.2. So that number can be confusing to you if you're a beginner. But what I want you to do is double click on this tool, and then it will bring this out. It will show you the number of ticks. You see the ticks here, it is showing 22,882. But those are not the number of pips. Even if you divided this by 10, it will not be 2,280 something pips. It will not still be that. For the indices like German 30, US 30, NAS 100, you divide them by 100. Divide this value in tick, this one you're seeing in ticks, divide it by 100. When you divide it by 100, you remove 2. What happens here, it will show you the target is 228.82, which is correct. For the indices, it calculates for you here 228.82 pips, which is correct. And here up, it calculates for you, if you divide this 5,950 by 100, it will give you 59.50 pips of a stop loss. So for the indices, divide the value that you see. If you double click this and you go to ticks or profit level here and you see the ticks, divide the ticks by 100 for both profit level and stop level. Divide them by 100 so that you can get the exact pips that index is going to move. For Bitcoin, it's a bit different also. For Bitcoin here, for example, if you wanted to enter a trade, let's say you want to buy from here, stop loss below this week, and you're targeting maybe these previous highs, we're just assuming. So what will be the number of pips that this take profit will be? So here you can see it is saying 6,253 pips in value, but that's not correct. That's not correct. The correct one is going to be, let's double click this. So you see here, it is showing the ticks as 6,253. So what you want to do here is you want to divide this. You want to divide this by 100 still, so that you can get 62.5 pips. So if you divide this, it will be 62.5 pips. That is when Bitcoin moves from here to there, it will have moved the 62 pips. And here, if it goes to the stop loss, it will stop you out at 54 pips. So this stop loss is 54 pips, and that take profit is 62 pips for Bitcoin. For Bitcoin, divide the value that that you see here in the ticks, divide it by 100 still. Same as the indices. For gold, divide it by 10. For the currency pairs, they are automatically calculated for you. So if you use this tool still for Bitcoin and calculate that move, it will show you 629.7 pips, but that's not correct. You divide that value still by 10 and then you'll get 62.9 pips, or you divide the 6,297 by 100, then you'll get the correct pips. Now let's look at this one here for euro dollar. For example, you have taken this trade and you have 8.4 pips, which is this 84 divided by 10, which will be 8.4 pips. Now how do you calculate the lot size? How do you know the lot size you're going to use? This is going to work for all the indices and currency pairs. Once you've known their pips, as I've just shown you, you just get the number of stop loss pips. For example, here it is 8.4 pips, which is this 84 divided by 10. Get that number of pips, which is 8.4, and then come to position size calculator here on myfxbook.com/position size calculator. You'll find this on Google. Just go to myfxbook and look for position size calculator. Then you come to the currency pair. In this case, it's euro dollar. You're trading US dollars, and then let's say your account balance, for example, here is $1,000. Let's assume it's $1,000, and you're risking, for example, 1% per trade. Okay, you're risking 1%, or let's say we're risking 5% per trade. Okay, then now here you see it says stop loss pips. Now the stop loss pips we got there was 8.4. So now after you click calculate, it is going to show you your lot size. So as you click calculate, you see down here it will show you that you have to risk 0.6 lots, and you will lose $50, which is 5% of $1,000 if you use this stop loss of 8.4 pips, and you're going to use 0.6 lots. So that's how you find the number of lots you're going to take per trade. So you can do this for any. Let's go back here and then we look at gold, how we would calculate lot size for gold. Okay, so our example trade is actually running into profit, but that was just a fluke. Don't mind it, okay? So here we had 51.5 pips, okay, which is the stop loss. As you can see here, we have 51.5 pips, which is this 515 divided by 10. So we have 51.5 pips. So if we go back to position size calculator here, and then we do the same thing, we put here 51.5 pips. And now when we calculate this, it's going to show you how much or how many lots you're supposed to risk. So you can see here for gold, it is telling you to risk 0.1 lots to lose the same exact amount of money, which will be $50. The same amount of money you're losing on euro dollar, you'll lose the same amount of money on gold, but you're using different lot size because the pips are different. So that is how you know the number of pips you're to risk per trade, and that is how you calculate the pips using trading view. You know how many pips you're risking, then you use position size calculator to find out how many lots you're going to take for that trade. Now, before I end the video, guys, if you're finding value with this, please give a like on this video, guys. It really helps the video to be discovered on YouTube, and yeah, many people will be able to benefit by you just doing that simple thing of sharing this video, liking this video. And if you've not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. Yeah, it really goes a long way to show that you guys are really appreciating what content I'm bringing you guys. And also go join the free Telegram channel. I post out some signals on there from time to time. And also, if you want to get a very good indicator that will show you signals, stop loss, take profit 1, 2, and 3, you can use the link in the description of this video to go and sign up with Smart Algo. Smart Algo will allow you to get very good entries, which will allow you even to pass your prop firm. Let me just show you that process. You click on FX calculators up here, and then come to pip calculator here. Click on it, and it is going to show you how different each currency pair has its pips calculated. So we have here all of the currency pairs that you know in this world. They are all listed here, okay? So here what you're going to do is you're just going to enter here where it says trade size in lots. Let's just use one lot here, and then we'll see the value of one lot for one pip, the number of pips, just one pip on one lot, how much money that is. If the price moves just one pip when you've taken a trade of one lot, how much will that be for each of these currency pairs and gold? So let's click calculate. Okay, so now you can see the strength of all the currencies. You can see some currencies just have $7 per pip, some have $12 per pip movement, some have $6, some have $5, some have $10, like AUD USD. It has $10, okay, per pip. It moves $10 per pip. $12 per pip, CAD CHF. You guys like GBP JPY. You think it is a very volatile pair which makes you a lot of money, but let's find out how much its movement. It's just $6.7 per pip on average. So you can see that there are some currency pairs which are stronger than GBP JPY in movement, like AUD USD. It has a higher pip value than GBP JPY, if you guys did not know that. So this can even help you find a currency pair that can move more pips than the other, and you'll be able to take advantage of that currency pair to trade and master. Okay, so yeah, these are some of the currency pairs I share with people on the VIP Signals channel, because I know these currency pairs, when they move many pips. Okay, so let's look at how many pips gold has. Okay, you can see gold, it is $1,000 per pip. Okay, so gold will move $1,000, okay, when you're using a standard lot size. When you're using a standard lot size on gold, it is going to move $1,000. Just keep that in mind. It's going to move $1,000 whenever you take a standard lot on gold. It is going to move, every time it moves one pip, it's going to move by $1,000. Okay, so you keep that in mind when you're trading gold. It's very volatile. So that is how each of these currency pairs have their value in pips. So you can use this calculator here to know the strength of each currency pair before you take your trades. Guys, thank you guys for watching. This video has been quite an interesting one. I hope it brings you value. Leave a comment down below if you want more clarification, and also guys, support the channel, leave a like, subscribe, and share this across all your social medias. Thank you guys for your support. Until next time, peace and out.